my name is Courtney and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing all of my 2020 reading goals. I just really want 2020 to be a good year, and I really want it to be a great reading year. Last year was all about getting my TBR down, and so I read a lot of books that I really loved, but I also read a lot of books that I didn't love so much. This year I just want to read books that really make me happy and rejuvenate me, but of course I am just like a type A person, I guess, and I have to have lists and rules for myself and goals. I like the feeling of accomplishment. So in my little bullet journal, I made a list of goals for this year. Not really resolutions, just like goals and things that I wanted to do. And as far as book related goes, I want to read 50 books this year. And if I finish that, I want to read 100 books this year. I normally end up reading 100 or I want to read 100, but putting 50 on Goodreads just makes it so that it doesn't seem like this big thing that I have to do. Like I said, last year I was really big into finishing this TBR pile, and I did such a great job. I've read almost everything that I've owned since 2018. I still have a couple backlisted books that I've had for a while, but I'm not concerned about them, and I'm just very happy with the place my TBR shelf is in. But I still, again, in my bullet journal, I have a list of all the books that I own, and then I'm putting all the books that I buy so I know when I bought them so that I can better track them in future years. So ideally, I would like to get everything on this list read on my books I own, but I know I'm not going to, mostly because of these three guys right here. But there is one book series that I really want to get to, and that would be the Chaos Walking trilogy. I've owned the first two books since like 2017 or something crazy, and I've just never gotten to them. I've owned them for so long, and it's like, if I don't read them now, will I ever read them? While I don't have like a lot of specific books on this list, the Chaos Walking trilogy is a specific thing that I do want to complete this year. And the rest of it, it's just like, if I finish any of the books on my list, great. If not, that's fine. But I do want to keep my TBR shelf down just because I like the feeling of having under 20 books to read. My biggest goal this year is completing series. So whether that be continuing on with series where the books have come out, just staying on top of those series, or finishing up the series entirely. That's what I really want to do this year. As far as series go, I'm on top of the Trials of Apollo series, but the next book should be coming out in 2020, so I'd like to get to that. I am on top of the Ember and the Ashes series, but the fourth and final book should be coming out again in 2020 if it doesn't get pushed back, so I'd like to stay on top of that book when it comes out. I'm on top of Call Down the Hawk, or the Dreamers trilogy by Maggie Stiefvater, but again, I want to stay on top of that, and if the next book comes out, I want to read it when it's released. And then, of course, I want to continue with my manga series that I've been reading and stay on top of those, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. And then as far as books that I need to stay on top of where the next book is already released and I haven't read it, I think my biggest one is Girls of Paper and Fire. I've owned Girls of Storm and Shadow since it's been released. It's right here. I keep putting it on TBR shelves. I keep saying that I want to read it for the past however many months that I've owned this, and I just haven't gotten to it yet, and I'm just really mad at myself. I would also like to finish the Girl of Fire and Thorns series. I just started the series. I'm in the middle of the second book. I'm loving every second of it, but I do want to stay on top of it and just kind of binge it right now. The Once and Future series, the next book is coming out soon. I didn't particularly love this book, but it's a duology, so I do want to finish it. I technically have a advanced copy of the second book, so I should probably get on that since I own the book. And then The Legacy of Orisha, or Children of Blood and Bone. I read the first book of that. The second book came out late in 2019. I haven't bought it. I haven't picked it up, so I'd like to get to that one as well this year. And then I have the Every Heart a Doorway series, the fifth book. They All Came Tumbling Down or something. It just came out like 2 days ago, so I'd like to get to that. So those are all the immediate series that I want to complete. I do have other unfinished series, but I kind of put them in series did not finish pile in my mind, so they're not like priority series that I need to finish. It's still series that I'd like to finish, and I'd love to finish in 2020 so I can feel like I can pick up new series. For instance, I'd like to read the second and final Prosper Redding book. I would love to read more of the Anna Green Gables series. I'd love to read more books in the Goose Girl Quartet or the books of Boehner. The Throne of Glass series, I still have 2 books that, honestly, I kind of want to do a video where I read these, like hate read them. And then I technically have the 5th book in the Game of Thrones series that I have to read. I have more series, not all of them are priorities, and some of them I'm not planning on finishing ever, but I would love to. I'd really like to finish some of these series. So yeah, my reading plans are pretty loose this year. I want to keep my TBR shelf down, but I don't think that's going to be a problem. It's not stressing me out like it was last year. And my big goal is to continue series so that I can feel like I can start new series. But I think my main goal this year is just to read more books that I want to read, new releases. I want to start doing more reviews on my channel, and I want to do these reviews on new books that are exciting me and interesting me. And I would say for the most part that is reading more queer books. In June I would like to again only read queer books. I had such a great time last year doing that, but honestly I think that's gonna do it for me. Those are the goals I have in mind. Those are the things that I want to accomplish. Most of it is pretty loose. There's only a couple books that I really want to finish this year, but I feel really happy leaving myself loose so that I can read things that I'm excited about, so I can read new releases, and I'm really excited to just have a really good year. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you guys have any reading plans or goals, I'd love to hear them in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later, and happy reading.